Hello everyone. My name is Muiwa Adidayo. I'm a lecturer. I'm also an educational neuroscientist. Today I have something fascinating to really discuss with us on a study with me in neuroscience, learning disorders. So that is the topic. The topic for today's study with me is study with me in neuroscience, learning disorders or learning disabilities. So, what I intend doing today is to give my viewers, not only in Nigeria, but in Africa and all over the world, to share insights on neuroscience, to share insights on specific learning difficulties that pupils, that kids, that students face in the educational sector. For close to 2 decades, I had taught, I ended up lecturing, and throughout my active pedagogic experience, one thing that has remained pivotal, that has remained, that has continued to bother me has to do with how do I help learners, improve their intelligence? How do I solve problems that learners, kids, students, and adults face in the education sector? There are different academic learning challenges. I call them ALI. That is the acronym. A stands for academic, L stands for learning, and the I stands for impairment. ALI. Okay. But before I go into maybe explaining some of those common learning difficulties or learning disabilities that are widespread in our education system all over the world, not only in Africa, I'm going to really give you a little definition of what neuroscience is all about. And neuroscience is one of the fourth industrial revolution disciplines. It is in the same state like molecular biology, like artificial intelligence, robotics, quantum technology, nanotechnology, neurotechnologies, etc. So, neuroscience can be defined as simply the study of the brain and its relationship with the entire nervous system. By extension, neuroscience can also be defined as the study of how brain activity is connected to physical behaviors of living things. Furthermore, in our brains, we have about 186 to 100 billion neurons. Neurons are cells that are predominated in the human brain, in the not only human brain, in primate brain, in the vertebrate brain, in other animals' brains too. So these cells, they communicate with each other and with one another via a space, a tiny space between them. Let's say this is the neuron, or they call it presynaptic neuron, while this is the postsynaptic neuron. So this gap between them, it is called what? The synapse. And they talk to each other, through chemicals. And these chemicals are known simply as neurotransmitters. And we have neurotransmitters, such as dopamine, It is also a neuromodulator because it has the capacity of altering an activity in a specific location, and this can have chain effects, okay, throughout the entire body or the human, throughout the nervous system. Okay, others are like acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is another neurotransmitter that is found, okay, between, okay, our joints. Okay, this not only our joints but in other locations in our anatomy, especially those areas that are responsible for movement, okay, for motion. It is one of the leading neurotransmitters, okay, in those locomotive organs in our body. Then we have the serotonin. The serotonin is also a popular neurotransmitter. Okay, it is responsible for our moods, for our states, okay, etc. That some of the psychological difficulties and disorders that people experience, PTSD, anxiety, okay, that serotonin has been found to play a key role. And the another one is a neuropeptide, is known as the oxytocin. It is a neurotransmitter of what? It is a neurotransmitter of bonding. Okay, that when a woman gives birth, the serotonin in her system, sorry, the oxytocin, okay, increases, and that is where there's a kind of connection between babies and their mothers. It is also known as the neurotransmitter of trust, of true love, of genuine love. We have the norepinephrine, or the noradrenaline, noradrenaline. Okay, it's also known as, okay, epinephrine. It is that neurotransmitter of arousedness, of high sensitivity. For example, I really shooting this video, if a snake, okay, just appears, immediately, okay, my norepinephrine and adrenaline, okay, the quantity will definitely shoot up because the hypothalamus will help, okay, to release, okay, adrenaline. Okay, from the it's going to actually talk to the adrenal gland to release adrenaline so that I can be very, very conscious. I can be very, very vigilant. And this also arouses what? Okay, the hypothalamus, okay, talks with the with the sympathetic nervous system. You discover that my heartbeat, okay, increases. Okay, this fear and flight mechanism, okay, in the system, so that I can be very, very careful not to be, okay, bitten by the snake. So this is just a kind of, okay, a little tips about, okay, neuroscience. And then let me talk about and some of the popular neurotransmitters. Then the next thing I would like to really talk about is okay, let me just show you the board. Okay, 30 minutes for study with me. Okay. Learning disorders. The popular learning disorders, okay, for example, one, okay, we have the dyslexia. Okay, the dyslexia. Two, we have the dyscalculia. Three, okay, we have the dysprasia. Okay, four, we have the dysgraphia. Okay, five, let's talk about the ADHD, or ADHD. So a quick one. Okay, dyslexia has to do with difficulty that people experience with English language, especially the inability to read, okay, to write, okay, to spell, etc. Dyscalculia has to do with mathematical difficulty, okay, the inability to, the kind of blindness towards numbers. Dyspraxia has to do with coordination, okay, of hand, the inability to actually draw, okay, is connected to dyspraxia. Then we have dysgraphia has to do with writing, poor writing style, or and then we have the attention deficit disorder or attention hyperactivity disorder. So these are some of the common. There are some common learning challenges. If you look at this, okay, slow learners and poor performing okay learners. I've done extensive research. Because I discovered that one of the problems that educators, school owners, etc., face in the education system has to do with the problem of slow learners, but I would like to call them striving learners. Some have labeled them struggling learners. So what I have done, and my team, because I am a director, or I am the director of Edubrenics Africa Consulting Limited, we've done extensive research, we've gathered data locally and internationally, and we've also added our own experience, or what I call experiential data. So we've written just like a booklet, a neuroscience, okay, how to solve slow learners and poor performing learners performance, how to resolve their performance, or how to improve their performances. It's about, I think the paper is about close to 40 pages. So there we were able to really begin from the genesis of the idea of slow learners and poor performing learners. There we talked about the types of learners. We talked about the various academic interventions and therapies that one can really apply to help slow and poor performing learners in the education system. A quick one. Let me share one of the therapies, or one of the solutions. Okay, one of the solutions is connected to neuroscience. That based on studies, based on research, based on systematic and natural observation, we discover that one challenge that every poor performing student has, that every slow learner has, is connected to the fact that they have poor working memory. Okay, most of them have poor working memory, and that is why whenever they've been taught, okay, their capacity to really assimilate is limited, just because of they have poor working memory. So in our paper, okay, we've theorized, we've elaborated on various strategies that one can really apply to help slow learners and poor performing learners. If you know you're interested in it, you can just, if you drop me a comment, I will definitely send the paper to you. So thank you so very much. Once again, my name is Adedayo Olumuyiwa, and I shall see you in the next video.